On this week's episode, we go camping. We see an ostrich. Rich runs in slow motion with some children, and we continue photographing wildlife. Well, this is awkward. We're out here in the savannah, eating grass. Like a zebra. Touched for the very first time. Like a zebra.
3, 2, 1.
I'm Taylor Jackson. I travel and I take pictures. It's always been my dream to have a travel show, so one day I just woke up and did it. So we're here day 2 in the Mara. Giraffes watching us have some lunch here. Gonna have a tea. Saw a leopard this morning, which was pretty incredible. Very, very rare to see that. Weather's beautiful too. It's also nice to be out before 8 a.m. in the morning. I don't usually wake up that early, so it's nice to go out and take some pictures and learn some new things. I'm not a wildlife photographer by trade, but I think I've learned a lot being here in just how long have we been here? A day? Feels like 3 days. Feels like we've been here a while, in a good way. Oh, I stepped in poop.
If the sun should hide away, then I will find its hiding place. And if the mockingbirds won't sing, then I will sing you anything. If you lived across the sea, I'd ask the wind to carry me. And if the stars forget to shine, I'll climb a ladder up and remind them.
We've just come to the local school that we support at Naivasha, and we've just come to, basically, there's a lot of books that we sell in our shops, and yeah, we've come to donate them and just say hi to the kids and see what's going on here, and yeah, just have some fun.
Out of the way, you fiends. All right, to show you kind of the versatility of this lens here, I'm going to start at 150 on this full frame body. Now I'm going to zoom to 200. Now 300. Now 400. Now 500. Now 600. Now I'm going to put my camera into DX mode within that 600. And the megapixels do come down, but you can get really close. And this zebra is a ways away, and you can get all up in his space with this lens. Super versatile. I highly recommend this lens as a safari lens. And it's not even that bad to handhold it all day. We have kind of been using this as kind of a monopod situation. You just kind of sit in this chair back here. So you don't need a monopod, you don't need a bean bag. You just kind of handhold, and it's light enough to hold all day, no problem.
At Italy, I really believe in a kind of collaborative conservation, role. We don't have all the answers, but we truly believe tourism is the best way to protect these areas. Because what a camp like this does here is it's not only employment, you've seen everybody walking around, but it's also, there's a step further, you'll see the shop, it's all it's all full of local items. We've got local bead groups and local ladies making things for us. So it's also your supplying. So in Tanzania we have vegetable gardens, and we buy all our vegetables from these guys. And then the next level is sort of the protection of the wildlife. So where you have poaching problems, one of the best defences is to have people out on the ground every day. because once there are safari vehicles going out, that's lots and lots of eyes, and it becomes impossible to come into those areas, and it pushes things further out, so you protect more and more. I think you can't go in and preach to people and tell them they shouldn't do something until you can offer an alternative. So to be able to offer employment and opportunities through tourism, I think is the future of protecting these areas.
What are your favorite myths?
My favorite
about
myths.
The safari.
I suppose the cost. I mean, it isn't a cheap trip, but there are ways to be clever. So if you come in off season, I think a lot of people, they see that incredible National Geographic footage of the wildebeest crossing the Mara River in July and August, and they think that's the only time the migration happens. Well, actually, the migration is happening all year round. Those wildebeest, they walk for 12 months of the year, and you just have to be clever about, if your budget's smaller, come at a different time of year. You're still going to see a million wildebeest, but come in April, May, and you'll see them in the Western Serengeti, also crossing a river.
Next, we did the most dangerous thing that you can do in Kenya. A walking safari and fly camping in the wilderness. I'm kidding, it's actually really safe and was easily one of the best experiences of the entire trip. Here's some more appropriate music.
When they see you walking out here, anything from an elephant to a lion will run away from us. So the behavior is very, very different. You can even hear there's some alarm calling also happening. You hear that? And that's because of us. You see him watching us. Very, very different.
Just staring right at us.
Yeah, staring right at us. So this is a high quality male lion sighting where you don't get him running away, but you also don't get him charging you. Everybody at the moment is very relaxed. That's what you want. You don't want running away. You don't want extreme aggression. You just want to view them in a natural way, natural behavior, and then you leave them alone. Look, that's beautiful light. That's the matriarch.
Roelof is an incredible guide, and I learned so much more on this walk than I had learned in years of watching Planet Earth and other nature documentaries. If you have the chance, go fly camping on safari. It is a completely different experience being outside of the car.
Looks like a stick. So we made it to our campsite. This campsite is, I guess it's considered a campsite, but our things were delivered here. So we're pretty much the laziest. This is actually my first time camping. And I don't know if it counts. Does it count? Tim says it counts. It counts as camping. We have a shower tent, we have a washroom tent, we have a fire, we have drinks, and we're about to have some dinner. So hopefully this counts as camping. Comment below if it doesn't, because I don't believe that it does, but we're in tents, so it's something. For now, I'm going to take off my Crocodile Dundee wardrobe that still has the gift receipt inside. Tim bought me this hat. Thank you very much, Tim. And when I get back, I'm going to return this. And if you buy a Tilly hat from Adventure Guide, and it looks a little bit used, it very well may have been to Africa on a walking safari in Kenya.
I sometimes think this is sort of such an uncomplicated life. It takes you back to kind of how things used to be. You wake up at sunrise and you go to bed much earlier. It's much less of this sort of city life that has become so, I don't know, sort of 24 hours. So it just brings you back down to earth, I think.
On next week's episode, we photograph a bunch of trees.
If you want to learn how you can get paid to travel the world with your camera, sign up for my free 5-day travel photography course. Day 1, we talk about the travel photography gear that I use the most. Day 2 is about creating landscape photographs that actually sell. We talk about how you can start generating a significant income traveling the world using your camera.
Day 3 is portraits and people. We travel around New York City and go behind the scenes at a real shoot. Day 4 is my editing and post-production workflow. Day 5 is the most important, and it's about how to start getting paid to travel the world with your camera. This course is entirely free, and all you have to do is sign up using the link in the description.